Good evening and welcome to News Coming At You from Athens. I'm Ted Ferguson.
And I'm Phil Falls. We're not coming at you.
We got news.
So, what's going down in Athens today?
What's going down, Phil?
Fairies! Not the kind the government doesn't like. The kinds that put magical love spells on people. That kind of fairies.
Now I want to know what's going on here, Phil. These fairies think they own Athens. Running around, they're in the woods, people just walk into the woods. Let's put spells on these people. Get them all mixed up. What's going on here? We want these fairies? No, we don't want these fairies. These fairies want us to go nuts, insane. Gone with the fairies.
They seem to have done pretty well.
Yeah, using flowers to mess with your mind, Phil. I'm not digging this.
Alright, and is there any way of defending yourself from these fairies so the public can be safe?
I got nothing.
Grim news. Grim news.
I mean, they're fairies. They got magical flowers, magical powers, and they take magical showers.
Sad day, Phil. It's a sad day.
In other news, Pyramus and Thisbe coming to Athens. But there seems to be a problem. We have reports from other cast members saying the main character, Pyramus, is an ass.
Well, I gotta say, Phil, I do love me a good piece of ass.
Indeed, Phil. So, now we're going to head on over to our debate manager, see what he's got going on.
Here, I'm going to talk about some crazy stuff. Now listen up. In Athens, in the woods, there's these 4 kids, okay? These 2 couples, okay? Now this girl, Hermia, wants to marry her boyfriend Lysander, but her daddy don't like her boyfriend. I don't know, he doesn't approve. He's some kind of control freak. I don't know, who knows. But, you know, he wants her to marry this Demetrius guy who's a total douchebag. He, like, you know, has a different crush on a different girl, like, every week. So it's like, what's the point even? But, so her daddy lays down the law. He says, hey, you can marry this douchebag, or you can die, or you can go be a nun and have a boring time of things, you know? It would just suck. So, Lysander's all like, hey baby, why don't you come over here? I'm gonna speak at you for a little bit. We're gonna run away, we'll go live with my aunt. It'll be crazy. We can get married and have, you know, lots of sex and babies. It'll be crazy. It'll be a fun time. And then when my aunt dies, you know, we'll just keep the house and she can be buried in a pile of twigs underneath the tree. So, that's their plan, but they make some kind of mistake in the process because they tell, you know, Hermia's friend Helena, who's all like, wee, about this Demetrius guy, and she's like, hey, maybe if I tell Demetrius that they're running away, he can go catch them, and, you know, he'll love me again, because, you know, Demetrius loved, you know, Helena before you know the story. Anyways, so that happens. So they're all in the woods. The fairies, as mentioned earlier, just get in there and mess everything up with the little flower thing. I don't even know what's going on there. Mess everything up. Some Robin Goodfellow, he sounds like a douchebag too. But he gets in there, so now Lysander accidentally falls in love with Helena because of this juice thing. I mean, he just ups and hates his girlfriend for no reason, and she's all crying. And so then he's like, oh, I made a mistake. That wasn't supposed to be, you know, it wasn't supposed to happen. So he goes and he puts the juice, the flower juice on, you know, the other guy's eyes, Demetrius. And then Demetrius falls in love with Helena, and now Hermia's just out of the whole deal. She's like, yay, about the whole thing. And they're fighting, Lysander and Demetrius. And Helena and Hermia get into a knockdown, drag-out fight in the mud, right? It was pretty fun to watch. But, well, I wasn't there. I had friends that were there. That they watched. I didn't. I was getting a massage. But what happened after that was they all run away. They're all getting chased through the woods. Puck guy is like misleading them so they don't cross paths and hurt each other or whatever. And then in the morning, you know, King Theseus comes along with his hunting party and his wife and Hermia's dad, and they find these kids laying together in the bushes. They're all naked and smiling and stuff, so you know what happened there. And I don't get it. It is uncomprehendable, and it's messed up. I mean, so that's what happens, kids, when you don't listen to your parents, okay? You go into the woods, you get messed up by some fairies with some kind of like date rape drug, and you all wake up naked next to each other.
Thank you. Now, back to fairies. Phil?
Okay. Fairy news. Apparently the king and queen, Oberon and Titania, thank you. Whatever. I've been feuding a lot lately. Over a small Indian boy. A blue Indian boy. Now, I don't know about you, but I've never seen a small Indian boy. But we're having a contest. Send in any blue Indian pictures. Now, back to the news. What do you think about all this nonsense, Ted?
Well, I'm not sure about that, but get this, Phil. Titania, queen of the fairies, and the ass are having an affair.
And I thought I could trust that ass.
You thought you could trust that ass? Well, get this. It's not the ass's fault. It's not Titania's fault. The reason this is going on is because Oberon put the spell on Titania. And now, well, the ass and Titania get intimate. Oberon sits in the bushes and watches.
Now this is disgusting.
That is absolutely disgusting.
What reason could he possibly have for watching his wife be intimate? I mean, I guess he wants to get her away from the Indian boy, but to watch. This is what he's doing. Why is he causing so much trouble? Why does he want the Indian boy? I just have no clue what's going on.
They're fairies, Phil. They have their own way of life. And now the weather.
Thank you.
With our weatherman. Tim Jim Simmons! Tim.
Well, Ted, I'm here today, and as you can see, it's very sunny outside, very, very sunny indeed. It should be like this all through the week and through the wedding. Well, back to you, Ted.
Thank you, Tim. Well, that just about wraps up tonight's odd yet fascinating broadcast. I'm Ted Ferguson.
And I'm Phil Falls. We're not coming at you.
But we got news. Good night, everybody.
This is a code for the computer!
Good evening and welcome to News Coming At You from Athens. I'm Ted Ferguson.
And I'm Phil Falls.
And we got news for you.
I messed that up.
Good evening and welcome to Coming At You from Athens. That's not it. It's News Coming At You. We're not coming at you.
Now, are these flowers? Are they from Athens, or are these some kind of fairy flowers?
Are they? Do you know? Cause
You're the anchor.
In other news,
I still want to know about the flowers.
they're controlling the people with a flower.
A flower.
A flower.
What? In what? I don't completely understand.
Phil, is that your dog?
No.
Here, I'm going to talk about some crazy stuff, kitties, so listen up. In the woods, there's these 4 kids, okay? There's Lysander, his girlfriend Hermia, her friend Helena, and this douchebag Demetrius, who's played by Christian Bale, who's also in Batman. Christian Bale. Christian Bale. Christian Bale. Christian Bale. Christian Bale. But we'll clear that up later. Christian Bale. Christian Bale. Christian Bale will love me. Christian Bale. Christian Bale. I'm gonna say Christian Bale one more time just for effect.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. At the end, we're gonna have to do a montage of just all the time, different times I say Christian Bale.